It's Memorial Day weekend, and we are mixing up something special to honor our fallen heroes with this Poppy Amaro from Green Bar Distilleries and this Soldier Valley Bourbon, a veteran-owned distillery. So stay tuned right here at the bar with Stave and Slide. Welcome back to At the Bar with Stave and Slide. I'm Dan, and we have Corey joining us at the bar again today. And we are here for another very special episode.
Right.
That's right. We have Memorial Day right around the corner this weekend.
It's a special one for us. As you may or may not know, and if you can't tell by our hats, Dan and I are both retired from the Air Force, recently retired. And we both have a long family history of service. And so Memorial Day is pretty important to us, that it's recognized for what it is and celebrated for what it is.
Definitely. So Memorial Day, it marks the unofficial start of summer, right? And it's a great time to spend with family and friends. You know, kids are getting out of school, high school graduations, college graduations. You're having barbecues, you know, you're dipping your toes in the pool to see if it's warm enough to get in yet. It's a great time to relax and, you know, enjoy that holiday weekend. But ultimately, we really are wanting to take that moment to remember what this day is all about. And that is our men and women who have worn the uniform and who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
That's right.
And so that's what we're here for. Freedom isn't free. So we definitely appreciate everyone's service who has served our country, but especially those on this day. We remember the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. Memorial Day, it didn't always start out being called Memorial Day. It used to be called Decoration Day. And where does it trace its roots back to?
Well, initially, it was first observed nationally in 1868.
1868. Yeah, so back in the Civil War, right?
Right.
Yeah. 1868, May 30th is when it was first recognized nationally, but it was recognized even before that in the Civil War times when women were laying flowers on the graves of Civil War soldiers who had passed. And that's really where we trace Memorial Day back to. So there's a couple of cities that are really tracing, you know, trying to lay claim to being the first city that celebrated or started Memorial Day. You had Jackson, Mississippi. You had Charleston, South Carolina. Both of those said that they started Memorial Day back in 1865, back in Decoration Day. Columbus, Mississippi. That's where I was first stationed. Was Columbus, Mississippi. I started my Air Force career. That's where my wife is from. You had Columbus, Georgia. Both of those were laying flowers on soldiers' graves in 1866. In 1861, in Warrenton, Virginia, that is the first known recording of flowers being laid on a Civil War soldier's grave. That's pretty interesting. Now, in 1915, following the Second Battle of Ypres, Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, who was a physician in the Canadian Expeditionary Forces, remember he wrote In Flanders Fields, right? So that's where we get the poppies,
right? And Flanders Fields is actually probably more recognized or recited on Veterans Day here in this country.
Yeah,
but as appropriate on Memorial Day as it is on Veterans Day, of course. And you know, in Flanders Fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're very specifically, it's talking about the graves of soldiers. So yeah. Clearly, Memorial Day is an appropriate day.
We all know that line, and the poppy. We have it here. That is a symbol that represents Memorial Day, and it's recognized around the world. It really is more prevalent in the Commonwealth countries, in the UK, all around the world. But it was adopted by the American Legion in the 1920s as a symbol here in the United States, also for Memorial Day, as a remembrance symbol. And that really leads us into the cocktail that we're going to be making here.
It does.
Since this is Stave and Slide, that's what we do. We make cocktails. And so we are going to be making a drink here for Memorial Day to commemorate our heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice. And we're going to be using poppies because of Flanders Fields and what the poppy represents. We're going to be using Green Bar Distillery from Los Angeles. They have the Grand Poppy. It's an Amaro liqueur, and that's what we're going to be using in our cocktail today. Now, this actually is made from the California poppy. So Flanders Fields, of course, it was written from Flanders Fields in Belgium, which is really the red poppies. That's not what we have today. There is actually a French liqueur. There is. That is made from the red poppy. We don't have our hands on it. We want to get it, and we want to try to make something with that. Maybe we're going to try to do that for Veterans Day. But right now we're using the California poppy, which still is significant for me because I'm from California. And I actually have, the poppies are very significant for me. I have both of them actually as part of my tattoo sleeve. I've got the California poppy and I've got the red poppy. Both of those are very significant for me. Want to go in and get started with our drink?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So like I said, we're going to use the Grand Poppy liqueur. It is made from poppies. It's from Los Angeles. And what we're going to make here today is a riff on the Boulevardier. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a badass cocktail for some badass warriors who made the ultimate sacrifice. That's right. We're not using a bunch of mixers. We're not putting syrups and juice and all that in here. This is an Amaro. This is all spirit based. We're using vermouth. We're using bourbon. The bourbon that we're using here, I'm excited about this. This is Soldier Valley. This is a veteran-owned distillery. And these guys came up to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base to an event that we had. I got to meet them and talk to them. So it's pretty cool that we're going to be using their bourbon in this cocktail. So let's get started.
Crack some ice without stabbing yourself in the hand.
Absolutely. You don't want to do that. Okay, we're going to make 2 drinks here. So we are going to do, how much of the poppy you want to use?
I would do an ounce.
Okay. I'm going to do 2 ounces because I'm making 2 drinks.
Right.
All right. Two ounces of our Grand Poppy.
So we just actually received the poppy liqueur earlier today. Little delay in the shipping. So we had the idea for this beverage. We were working on it while we were waiting for it to arrive. So just before we started filming, we took a little sample of it and we worked on our mixture. But the flavor notes you're gonna get, well, the aromas you're gonna get off of that bottle are gonna remind you very much of Campari.
Yes.
It has kind of that bitter floral kind of smell. But the flavor notes are much sweeter and almost a citrus sweetness that is not anything like a Campari.
No, it's a lot of floral notes.
We were really surprised. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, you can tinker with the ratios to adjust for your palate.
Yep.
This is kind of where we landed. Yep. For us. It's poppy forward to a degree. It's not overly sweet.
Yep. I'm doing 1.5 ounces of our sweet vermouth, which is 3/4 of an ounce for your single cocktail. And then we're doing 2 ounces of our bourbon, which is 1 ounce
for your single
drink.
Yep.
Another cool thing to point out about our Soldier Valley here, this bottle is shaped like your World War II canteen. If you have a canteen holder, the metal canteen holder, this fits perfectly in that. It's pretty neat.
This is not the only, obviously, not the only veteran-owned distillery that puts a bourbon out. There's Horse Soldier. There's a handful of others. can't think off the top of my head. Can't think of another one, but those are the two that we've met. We've met the folks from Horse Soldier and from Soldier Valley.
Yep.
Putting out both of them putting out some good products.
Okay. Okay. And then we will garnish this with an orange peel, as we would do with a regular Boulevardier. But this drink here, we didn't say what we're calling this, did we?
I don't think we did. If we did, it doesn't matter. We'll say it again. We're calling this the In Memoriam.
In Memoriam. Fitting name. Nice little orange peel expression there. Okay, now what we like to do is we like to give a toast to our fallen warriors. We toast our hardy comrades who have fallen from the sky and were gently caught by God's own hands. Be with him on high, to dwell among the soaring clouds they have known so well before, from dawn patrol and victory roll at heaven's very door. And as we fly among them there, we're sure to hear their plea. Take care, my friend. Watch your six. Do one more roll for me.
Stave and Slide toasts all of our comrades who made the ultimate sacrifice. Whatever their duty, whatever their war, whatever their uniform. We thank and raise our glass to them. Cheers from Stave and Slide.
Now, we have a fantastic cigar pairing that we would like to do with our In Memoriam. We have the Espinosa 601 La Bamba Warhead, and we are going to write about this when we put our article up about the In Memoriam cocktail. So please subscribe, catch us on staveandslide.com, like us, follow us. We would love to hear your feedback, and have a safe Memorial Day. God be with you and your families, and remember those that we lost. Thank you. We salute you.